In cities across the Bay Area, the impacts of climate change are no longer distant warnings. They arrive as floods that creep into streets, as heat that settles heavy on summer afternoons, and as smoke that turns the air into something you cannot breathe. At the same time, many people have more immediate concerns: paying rent, feeding their families, or caring for loved ones. Here in Solano County, in the towns around Suisun City and Fairfield, the risks and the inequities converge. This region faces both environmental risks and social challenges, making it a critical place to build resilience. Two local organizations, Resilient Roots and Greenbelt Alliance, brought together 18 residents for a 10-month fellowship. Fellows learned about the forces reshaping their neighborhoods and imagined ways to act. We met with some of these fellows to understand what the future of climate looks like here, and the futures they still hope to build. Some fellows focused on the homes we live in, asking how they can be built or adapted to withstand a changing climate.
I'm designing an ecologically sustainable housing model project in Solano County that looks at fire resilience, water conservation, the increase of housing for airmen and service members at Travis Air Force Base. The idea is someone who has a house and some space, how do we maximize the housing units that can be built on that property? I'm trying to break down the barriers between real estate developers. The other side of that barrier is environmentalists, educating and encouraging the concept that those two can coexist. And actually, in many cases, your real estate project can be enhanced if you incorporate nature. That's why you have cookie cutter houses built. They've built thousands of them before. You've got to be able to come up with products that are off the shelf, that already are being manufactured, and you're just assembling those things. It creates that confidence by the property owner that it is actually viable. So although this is a project that's conceptual in nature, with the right people behind it, it actually could become reality.
While Zen looked at the bigger picture of sustainable housing design, Bianca explored everyday changes that can save resources and protect communities.
I'm doing water conservation. I just want to spread awareness to adults about just water waste and how to conserve it, how to make simple fixes in your life just to help out the community. I discovered that around 10,000 gallons of water is wasted in one household in Fairfield alone. Just leaving the water tap on while you're brushing your teeth or taking really long showers, it really does impact the community.
Others turn their attention to the spaces between our homes. Green infrastructure and healthy parks that can cool cities, improve air quality, and bring neighbors together.
My project is about parks and how we can improve a park without having to spend a lot of money. My main focus originally was Greenbelt Park.
Greenbelt Park is a small neighborhood park in Fairfield. When flooding made it unusable, Devin saw how access to well-maintained green spaces can be unequal.
I emailed the Parks District. They said that it was more expensive to maintain the park than to build a new one. And then that's where I got the basis for my project. It's kind of about informing the people who are in those communities that, oh yeah, you can speak up to your city and get those things fixed. My project consisted of a slideshow and a list of what you can do to bring your issues up to the city. A few weeks ago, there was a rain garden that we built here, and it was completely free. And they gave us food too, to meet other people who actually care about climate change, especially if you come from a place where people don't really care. It was really nice.
Beyond the city streets, fellows explored the ecosystems that sustain the region's biodiversity and agriculture.
There was a lot of talk in the 80s about the future climate damages. At that time, I thought that meant the year 22,000 was when we would be seeing these impacts. But the truth is, they're now, and we're seeing so many plants, organisms, wildlife that are now endangered.
For Karen, restoring balance starts with protecting the small pollinators that make life possible.
I decided for my capstone project to address one of the issues that affects climate and that is affected by climate damage and change, and that is the lack of our pollinator population and how it is decreasing. Starting with a website called solanopollinators.com and making it a platform for multiple resources to support pollinator health. It is so easy to get native plants here in California. All somebody has to do is put a native plant that flowers, put it on their porch, their windowsill, and pollinators will come.
For others, the focus was on the connections between climate change, health, and equity.
I'm currently 17, I'm in high school, But my freshman year, I did an internship with Sustainable Solano just to kind of get a feel for what I could do in my community. We looked at a lot of data from CalEnviroscreen and other sources.
CalEnviroscreen is a state tool that maps environmental health risks across California, highlighting communities with the greatest need.
There's a lot of need in my community, kind of more than I realized, to take action, especially among people in my age group. We have a super high asthma percentile in Fairfield. I've always spent a lot of time outside. I play tennis, and especially around fire season, you can't really go outside because the air quality is so poor. This is my project. It's titled Growing Equity: Why Fairfield Needs More Trees. Trees are scientifically proven to have a lot of benefits. They can improve your happiness, improve air quality. In just a single year, a tree can remove half a ton of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. It can also remove lots of nitrogen dioxide, and that lowers your risk of cardiovascular disease, asthma, and other health issues. It's kind of hard to know where to start when you're doing a project like this. It's hard to find specific data or exactly what you're looking for, especially for smaller neighborhoods, but working with the Resilient Roots, other fellows, and the advisors really helped to provide resources to get around those barriers.
For young people like Jada and Nivea, the climate crisis isn't abstract. It affects their daily lives and health in very real ways.
I got into climate change because of my mom, and she works with climate change organizations. I admire that about her, and I really like that she's into that. And so I just want to be a little bit more like her.
I got interested in climate change because I would like to better understand my body. I have severe asthma. I also have severe eczema.
Our project is about fire safety and how to keep it better for your community.
It's to make people more aware of how to prevent it or what you can do to prevent it.
Climate change is already reshaping life in Suisun and Fairfield, but these fellows are showing that community action rooted in local knowledge can help protect the places we call home. These fellows remind us that resilience isn't an abstract plan. It begins with people who know their streets and parks and marshes best. The future isn't something we wait for, it's something we build together.
Climate change affects everybody. Temperatures are increasing each year. It's harder to breathe, and there's really no way to completely fight it unless we all do something. The time to take action is now.